The idea that there would be good. The old stories would be forgotten without being constantly reposted. Anyway, here is an original, be me. Laying in bed. Reading through something on phone. Not a care in the world. Everything felt vivid, much more than normal. Check clock. Suddenly realize the time. 5:30 in the morning. Realize I have to be awake in an hour. Realize I didn't sleep all night. Start panicking. Put my phone down. Suddenly realize I can't control my body's movements. Start freaking out. My body is moving but not me. I start to freeze up. Now I can't move at all. Horrible sense of dread overtakes me. Wake up. It was just a dream. I was sleeping after all. Check time. 4:50 a.m. I am about to fall asleep when I hear my doorknob slowly turn. The doorknob was turned, but the door wasn't opened. Confused. Door suddenly and slowly swings open. I am expecting my mom to wake me up. Sometimes we have to leave earlier than normal. I look through the door. Completely black. No one is there. I look down. Sometimes my cat opens doors, so perhaps it was him. It would explain everything. My cat isn't there. I look up. There were two purplish eyes like an Enderman staring at me. I realize the hallway isn't black, the body of this figure is. He gives off this weird glow. I am overcome with fear. I duck my head under the covers and wait 20 minutes before falling asleep. I get up and proceed as normal. I text a story to my friend. 2 to 3 weeks later he tells he's playing guitar outside at night and sees the same figure. By that point I dismiss the event as another dream or a hallucination. Slowly begin to accept it was real. 3 months later, I find about a phenomena known as shadow people. They appear like black silhouettes and sometimes have hats and glowing red eyes. Basically the same thing I saw. There's no denying it now, it really happened. I posted it once on X before. Be me. Parents rent shed on larger countryside property for me and grandma to chill and get out of the city on the summer. So I wouldn't get in trouble during holidays. Catch bugs and reptiles and hang with summer buddies in the woods and shit. Grandma gets worse and can't stay with me starting with 14yo, around 2004. Start gaming and forget about shed for a while. Fast forward several years, I got my first job and was big into bicycling. Had a mountain bike for trails and folding one for when I need to take a train to location. 19yo, 2009, feel nostalgic, decide to go visit that shed. Don't check with property owners or anything, I always knew they didn't care and left a key under the doormat. No issue since they've let us stay couple days 2004 to 2009 on holidays and stuff when grandma could handle the trip. Get my bike, get on train, travel to the familiar station. Get to the shed, the key is in familiar place. There are other people renting. Bigger house on the same property, unfamiliar to me. They check me out, but I act as I own the place, with confidence, and they don't give me any trouble. Set up my stuff, simple foods bought at the shop near station, clean blanket on the bed, bug repellent etc. Get on my bike and ride around the village. Notice all the changes, how new bakery is set up on the shore. How the far end near the wilderness was developed and asphalted into luxury villas with tall fences and expensive cars parked. Notice how beach got cleaned up, seaweed where people used to drown sometimes because of shitty currents was fenced off with buoys. New stores, several commie blocks near the busiest railroad station in the region etc. Had my fill, go back to the shed and tuck in for the night. Walk around the forest the next day, pack my shit in the evening, and ride train back into the city. Couple years later 2015 speaking with mother. She's a big fan of a river beach in that countryside, she visits every summer. Be me, near Versher VT, camping in the woods. Bring guitar with me cause I felt I'd get bored and wanted something to occupy myself with. Plan for a 3-day solo trip, very remote area of forest, have only run into one other camper ever in 4-ish years of camping in this area. First 2 days and nights go by without a hitch, nothing weird. Third night. Wake up, 3 a.m., never wake up at this hour. Feel weird, like I'm not alone. Lay in hammock for 30 mins, nothing happens, brush it off but can't sleep. Decide to play guitar down by river near my campsite. Play a few songs, eventually start Girl from Ipanema. Playing absent-mindedly, enjoying song. From across river, whistling of the melody. Freeze, shit pants. Call out, ask woes there. No response. Maybe it's all in my head? Whistling starts again, Closer, continuing song where I left off. Screaming this time, who's out there, show yourself. No response. Start sweating bullets, think a serial killer is about to eviscerate me. Silence, whistling stops after I yelled. Sit still in the same spot until the sun rises. Pack my shit and get back to my car ASAP, constantly checking around me for people, saw nobody. Not gonna BS and say it was a skinwalker and it smelled of sulfur or any LARPing crap. My only explanation is some weirdo hunter out there was trying to fuck with me and successfully scared me shitless. Got one more story I'll type out too, saw what I think was a witch. I had something funky happen. Be me and wife. Driving back 11 at night. Out of nowhere a shirtless man. His face is pitch black. He immediately starts walking to side of car as I pass. Turns and follows. His grace and speed is unnerving. I feel an intense aura. Murder, darkness, death. I sense a spirit superimposed on him. I feel it in my core. Wife feels it too and tells me to leave out neighborhood. Fictizbastard.nigger. I circle around and see the man again. He's walking normally. I can see his face. I don't feel the spirit on him. Neither is it gone. Disembodied. I felt it again when I threw out the trash. Less murder, more brooding feeling. What's your all's thoughts? Be me. Never heard of Kundalini or anything similar. Head in constant storm of thoughts. Think, fuck it, I will meditation a try. First 2 times nothing comes of it, legs hurt afterwards. Try just sitting comfortably and letting my thoughts race and go away. Suddenly feel like being pulled out of my body. Fuck that, open my eyes. Few days later. Voice in my head asks me if I suffered enough. Yes. Some kind of goddess shows herself to me. Absolute perfection. Takes me to a higher plane of existence where I can see infinite universes. Thing lasts for about half an hour. Be back on earth and meet sack body. Damn sucks man. Voice tells me she is still with me. Can enter higher plane of existence and hang out with goddess anytime I want. TFW just sitting still and breathing in deeply grants you a goddess GF. Be me. Mess around with the Clifford stuff few years ago. Try something called Cliffothic sphere working rites. It's basically meant to open all 10 shells and bring into my life each ruling demon of the individual shells. Start with Nahimath, the shell ruled by Nama. She's basically a sexual vampire. Do the rite continuously for 2 months. Get job. No longer have time for la magic. Forget about it completely. 2 years later addicted to porn and always feel drained of energy. Wonder why? Remember the only sphere I worked on was the one involving sexual desire and the power to control it. I'm stuck at the beginning of the journey and doomed to suffer its drawbacks. Have weekly visions of Nama without realizing it. Start jerking off immediately after I have them. Don't even realize it until recently. The only thing getting me back to the porno videos are erotic visions of Queen Nama randomly popping up in my head. Is this a placebo? Even if it is, I will start the work again and finish all 10 shells and won't rest until I mastered and absorbed all of them. I don't care if I throw myself into the abyss or if I'm just wasting my life chasing imaginary shadows. I'm too far the schizo hole to come back anyway. Be me, little faggot, about 13 yo it's the weekend, so I sleep until 10 and play vidya. Get hungry around 3, head downstairs to make breakfast. As soon as I can see past the stairwell, notice a woman I'd never seen before in our game room. Parents uses it for entertaining guest. Really just a living room, but we used an extra bedroom for that. Biggest feature was a huge fuckus mirror on one wall, would be on the right from my pav. I can't see the mirror from the stairs. The woman is staring into it, clearly distressed, on the verge of tears. Realize this is definitely a ghost, want to get closer, but I physically cannot move. Not afraid, just locked in place. She can hear me, she quirked her head a bit when I started breathing harder to try and make myself move, but she doesn't look at me, just stares in the mirror. She fades away, I can move again. Run to where she was standing, look around for something, anything to show she was there. Look out the room's second door, leads to kitchen. Dad is standing there with a plate in his hands and his jaw on the floor, would have been behind her, would definitely have seen the mirror and her reflection, if she had one. Did you see that? Dad just nods, sets his food down, And doesn't talk the rest of the day. Steal his food for breakfast, still hungry. I can get him to talk about it, even help me tell the story to other people, when he reveals he also saw it from a completely different angle, and before either of us knew the other was there, but he won't say anything if I ask about a reflection. Just shuts down for a few hours whenever I try. So the shed only exists for you? Be me, about 2010. Go to sleep like normal at about 11:30. Sleeping good. Partway through the night I feel something wet on my right earlobe. It wakes me up. I touch it with my hand, it's slippery. Starting to get freaked out. Turn on my lamp to see what it is. I have a bunch of blood on my hand that must have on my right earlobe. Really weird because I don't any cuts. Go to the bathroom and rinse. Blood is not coming from my ear. It's like someone dropped some blood right on my earlobe. Still freaks me out to this day because it was not just a little blood, it was a good amount that couldn't just be there. Me. Tries to call my ex, she doesn't usually receive it, but this time she does. Front camera opens, suddenly now this interface opens, it speaks to me asking about my bank details. Automatically starts signing up details, as if it's hacking into it. Get startled as I'm trying to cut the interface, but now suddenly a song starts to play. Somebody that I used to know. She starts laughing on the other side. Gets the video online. Made a fool for myself. Pepe agony. Wake up in full sweats, it's 3 a.m. Weirdest dream I ever had.